Hi everybody, it's Lisa with Loves Me Not Crochet. I'm also the admin of the free beginners crochet classes group on Facebook, and today we are finally going to delve into our second washcloth pattern. Now that we have learned how to single crochet and half double crochet, this pattern should be easy for you guys, I would say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do most of it with you, or some of it with you, I'm sorry. And then I'm going to leave the rest of it for you guys to do on your own. Please post your finished work on Facebook so that everybody can see it. But I think this is going to give us a really good idea at how to read patterns. If it looks confusing or you guys are like, what's going on? Don't worry, I'm going to walk you through every step. So, as normal, as usual, because we're working in rows right now, we have not yet learned how to work in the round. We will get there soon. You're going to make your slip knot however you do it. I do have a video on how to make a slip knot on my channel in case you need to know how to do that. So, second washcloth, that is the title that I gave this pattern because it's our second washcloth. And it says chain 26. So again, you guys already know how to chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I am using a 5mm crochet hook. You guys don't have to. That's what I would recommend. But again, if you don't, not a big deal, not the end of the world. It can be a 4, a 6. I wouldn't use anything super small or super big, but you can. All we're really doing is a washcloth, so it doesn't really matter too much for this. So row 1, now we've chained 26. Now row 1, it says single crochet in the second chain from the hook and in each chain across for a total of 25 stitches. You guys should know from previous videos, the loop on our hook never counts as a stitch. This is the first chain. This is the second V that we're able to see. So you're going to single crochet into that. And then we're going to single crochet into all of them across. We're on 3 now for a total of 25. You guys, again, take your time. Don't rush. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Because again, speed comes with time. Don't push yourselves to work crazy fast. What really matters at this point is making sure that you know the stitches, making sure that you're understanding everything clearly. If you're not, as always, please do not hesitate to message me. No question is too stupid. Please don't feel like you're asking me a stupid question or upsetting me. I promise you, you're not. I'm doing this because I want to help people. Truly, because I wish I had something like this when I was learning. My grandmother taught me when I was a kid, basic stitches, kind of like the single crochet, the chain. I think she got me up to a double crochet, but I gave up on it. Not really gave up. I was probably like 7 or 8, so it was boring to me at the time. And then when I got older, I got into it, and I am self-taught for the most part. Meaning I had to look at a bunch of these different videos to figure out how to crochet the way that I do now. But I'm putting them in a series for you guys to make it easier. So I'm almost done single crocheting. And I feel like this video is important because there's something in it that I'm going to show you guys that you're going to come across a lot when you're reading patterns. And I wanted to bring it to your guys' attention. All right, so we should have 25 stitches. Now real quick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Again, if you are having a hard time keeping your rows straight, dropping stitches, anything like that, I highly, highly, highly recommend put a stitch marker in your first stitch and last stitch of every single row so that you don't miss them, and move them up as you go. If you don't have stitch markers, you can use, in this example, I just cut 2 contrasting pieces of yarn, so white would work, and then you can use your hook, go into the last stitch like this, pull a white piece of yarn through there. Same thing on the first one to mark your first and last stitches if you're still having trouble getting your row straight. But you guys just saw me go back and count how many stitches I have. I do have 25. So we're going to move on to row 2. Now, I am so sorry. This should say turn before the 25, but I'm going to add that in there. Obviously, we have to turn our work. So, at the end of row 1, we turn, chain 1. For anybody that's wondering, it really doesn't matter if you chain 1 and then turn, or if you turn and then chain 1. It'll accomplish the same thing. So now, it says that we are going to half double crochet in the first stitch and single crochet in the next stitch. Now, these are supposed to be little asterisks. I have trouble saying that word. Stars. You're going to see these a lot when you really start reading patterns. Why this is important is because the next direction after that, so again, we're going to half double crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, and then rep means repeat from the asterisk across, I don't know what I was doing, guys, across to the ending. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I thought I wrote that really well, but I think I was focusing more on my handwriting. Anyway, what that means is that we're going to half double crochet in our first stitch, single crochet in the next, then repeat from star to star all the way across until we get to the end. And then we should end up with 1 half double crochet in the last stitch. So, we've done row 1. If you guys are using your row counters, that's great. I will put that link in this video. I'm just going to do it my little tally marks to show that we did row 1. So we have now turned and chained 1. We are going to, I'm making sure I'm on camera. Yes. Half double crochet, like the pattern says, in the first stitch. Our first stitch is right here. So, like I showed you guys in the previous video, we're going to half double crochet into that one. Single crochet into the next. That's 2. All right. Half double crochet. You're just going to alternate back and forth. Single crochet. Half double crochet, single crochet, and we're going to do that all the way across till the end. I'm working with a variegated yarn, so if it should start to change colors, I don't think it's going to, because I still have quite a bit of this one left. But you guys can probably see the little blue specks in there. It's just because it's a yarn that changes colors over time. All right, half double, single. And again, when it says repeat from the asterisk across. That's what it means. You're going to follow what's in between the stars, half double crochet, single crochet, all the way across until the end. Some patterns will get more difficult, but I just want to get you guys used to seeing the stars and the patterns and knowing what that means. All right, let me just hurry up and get us to the end of our second row. So it's half double, single, half double, single, half double, single. Again, make sure you're going through the entire V like that when you're going into your stitches. Half double, single, and like the pattern says, it doesn't really need to say ending with one half double crochet in the last stitch. It's really just there to make sure that you're ending on the right stitch. If you counted correctly, you should be ending with a half double crochet in that last stitch right there. All right, so that is row 2. As you guys can see, I'm just going to mark that with my little tally marks. Okay, so we ended row 2 with a half double crochet. For row 3, it says to chain 1. It did say to turn at the end of row 2, so I chained 1 and turn, or turn and chain 1. And then we're going to single crochet into every stitch across for a total of 25 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm sorry, 10. I am, just for the sake of time, trying not to keep the video going forever, but I do want to 11, 12, do this with you guys. 13, 14, for those of you that are visual learners. 15, 16. Oh, see, I missed that. Almost missed that V. You got to make sure that you're going into the entire V, as I showed you guys before. So again, because this is row 3, we're just single crocheting all the way across. But as we move further along, you will start to see the texture of the pattern stand out a little bit more. All right. And our final V, final stitch for the row, is right there. All right. So now we have a row of single crochet, alternating single and half double, and then single crochet. So for rows 4 to 27, let me mark down that we did row 3. You are going to alternate row 2 and row 3. So if you're working on an even row, we are currently about to start row 4, you're going to just repeat row 2. If we're working on an odd row, you're going to repeat row 3. So you're going to chain 1, turn, repeat row 2. So again, we're going to half double crochet in the first stitch, single in the next, all the way across. Half double, single, half double, single, half double, single, all the way across till the end. And depending on what color yarn you're using, I honestly, it really doesn't matter because we're kind of just practicing right now. But if you want to keep and use the washcloths that you're making, I would recommend going with a cotton or mostly cotton yarn if you're easily able to work with it, just because it's better for cleaning, whether it be like countertops or your face or your body, whatever. It just absorbs water better than acrylic yarns and things like that. It doesn't really matter. But if you are planning on keeping the things that we make, including these, and using them, I would recommend going with a 100% cotton or mostly cotton yarn, just for like absorbency purposes. The color is totally up to you. All right, and then now see, we're at the end of row 4, and as the pattern states, we're ending with a half double crochet. I'm going to just mark. It is normal. Again, I think I went over this in a previous video. For your work to curl up a little bit, it will straighten out the more that you go. So you'll have something that should look a little bit like this. And then again, now that was row 4, we're going to do row 5. So it's going to be a repeat of row 3, because for rows 4 through 27, we're repeating rows 2 and 3. Again, if you're working or about to work on an even number row, you're going to repeat row 2. If you're about to do an odd number row, you're going to repeat row 3, and you're going to work until you have a total of 27 rows. And then once you do, fasten off and weave in the ends. I do have a video that shows how to fasten off and weave in the ends. So from this point, again, we just finished row 4. So now we're going to repeat row 3. Odd number 5 is next. So we're going to do row 3. So chain 1 and turn, or turn and chain 1, and then just single across all the way. Again, if you guys are still having trouble getting your end straight, missing stitches, dropping stitches, anything like that, the best advice that I can give you is to use stitch markers or a contrasting piece of yarn to put in the first and last stitch of every single row. Move them up as you go. And just keep doing that until you get the hang of and feel of what it should look like. And it should be something like this. Like, yes, the ends of your work are always going to be a little bit, like, you can kind of see, like, bumpy, but you want it to be relatively straight. And the more that we work on it, the more that you guys will see. And again, I cannot stress enough, count your stitches, especially if you're a beginner. I'm not, because at this point I've been doing this for so long that I know where my beginning and ending stitches are. That is not to say that I have never missed a stitch, because I have. It is good, again, especially as a beginner, when I'm just going to get to the end of this row and then I'm going to go back and count and show you guys how I'm counting, so that you can make sure that you have 25. Yeah, 25. We want 25 stitches at the end of every row. So we should have half double crochet, single crochet, and then end, like the pattern says, with a half double. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. You guys should have something that looks something like this. Now, if we go back to the beginning, I want to make sure I can get this on the camera. Again, the V's in our work are what we count to make sure that we have the correct amount of stitches. So there is my first V right here. This little bump thing doesn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And again, as always, the loop on the hook never counts as a stitch. So you guys, again, should have a washcloth that is working up something like this. Your edges at the end should be straight. And that is pretty much all there is to our pattern for our second washcloth. You guys should now know, that was row 5. I'm not going to finish this because I'm working on a different project, but make sure that you're keeping track of your rows. Another thing real quick, if you should lose track, maybe you can see it here. This is row 1, our single crochets. Row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. It'll become more and more obvious and evident how to count your rows in the event that you should lose track. Again, I highly recommend, almost as much as I recommend using stitch markers or a contrasting color piece of yarn in the first and last stitch of your rows, I would probably equally recommend using a row counter. I will link the app to the one that I use in this video. I believe I linked it in the first video of ours as well. But all you do is download the app and you can add a project by name. And then every time you get to the end of the row, you just press the button that increases the row counter, so that you'll never forget how many you've worked on. And that is all for our second washcloth pattern. Again, you guys should now know how to single crochet, increase in single crochet, decrease in single crochet, and half double crochet. Hopefully tomorrow I'm going to do a video on how to increase and decrease in half double crochet, and then we will move on to most likely the double crochet stitch after that. Again, as always, if you guys have any questions, concerns, anything at all, nothing's too stupid. Please do not hesitate to comment below. Directly message me on Facebook. Anything at all that I can do to help you guys. I really want to make sure that everybody is able to get the hang of this. I will work with you one-on-one if you prefer, or if it's easier for you. But I really hope that these videos are helping you guys to learn, hopefully I guess at a good pace. I don't want to give you guys too much information at once. I know crocheting back and forth in rows and working on washcloths can be, I guess, tedious, but it is so important to make sure that, again, you can count your stitches and your rows. That's the reason I'm starting off with such easy stuff. If you guys are able to do this, with the exception of the 2 stitches that we have not learned yet, which are the half double crochet increase and the half double crochet decrease, as well as a slip stitch, which we have not done yet, those and single crochets are the only stitches that I can remember that are going to be in our crochet along. That will be starting in January. There will be more information to come on that soon. If you're not comfortable participating, you absolutely do not have to. I'm basically just saying that if you're able to half double crochet, you should be able to make the hooded sweatshirt that we're going to be making in January. It consists almost entirely of single crochets and half double crochets, mostly half double crochets. And again, there's a couple increases and decreases, but other than that, if you guys were able to do this, you really should be able to do it. Again, no pressure at all. If you want to try it for fun, you can. The only thing that might be a little tricky to some of you guys is sewing it together, but I'm going to go over all of that on camera. You guys will be walked through every step of the way in that video, and just like I'm doing right now on every single video that I release, I will be here with you guys, so you'll never be alone. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Thank you for your patience as our family dealt with COVID for the 3rd time. And that's why I'm so delayed in getting these videos out. And again, if you have any questions, concerns, anything at all, please do not hesitate to reach out. And thank you guys again so much for your support and your patience. Have a great day. Bye bye.